Okay, I think we're going to start. Again, welcome everyone for joining us at this floLIVE webinar, Connecting Devices to Cloud Speed. And just a few things before we start. You can ask, there's a panel for Q&A, so you can, at the end, we'll answer some questions. And you can post any questions there. We'll try to answer them towards the end. But again, feel free to post the questions as we go along. So I'll just start now. We have a number of our team members from floLIVE from different places. And my colleague, Avi Smirnov, who will be doing the demo, head of product. I'll give a little bit of a background about myself, about the company, and we'll get going. I think we should start now. The last 5 people who just joined, again, thanks for joining, and we'll hope that we have a nice little discussion this afternoon here in London. I'm calling from London, and joining you from London. I wish we could do this face-to-face, but unfortunately in these times, so we'll start now. So really a little bit about the company. We wanted to give a little bit of a background. I'll talk about just a quick brief about myself. My name is Rony Cohen. I'm one of the co-founders of floLIVE, and we're joining with me together today is Avi Smirnov, who is head of product. My background has always been in the telecom industry since 1999, always around the mobile space, as well as IoT since 2011. It's been our passion, and I think this this company has been everything that we ever envisaged in the IoT connectivity space. Avi is based out of our offices in Tel Aviv, where we head a lot of our R&D, and he's head of product, and will be providing at the end of after my short presentation, provide a demo. And today will be discussing how do we connect, a bit about our agenda, how do we connect devices, what are the challenges for the enterprises, how the value chain has changed, what are those requirements, what are those unique technologies that we bring into the market. But not just that, also how the market is changing, how we've seen the uptake of IoT, things that we've been really looking forward to in the last couple of years. Everybody who's been in this business understands that it's a growing business, but we've all sort of been a bit delayed by the uptake, by the connectivity into the technology, and seeing some of those use cases coming to fruition. Now is the time that we feel, and we said this last year, we said this a year ago, but today we see that these things are really happening, and a large amount of devices are being connected, and we feel that this is definitely the right time. Unfortunately for us, for everyone, for the industry, 2020 has been difficult. We haven't had a lot of opportunities to meet our customers face to face. Nevertheless, it's been an exciting year for us. It's been an exciting year for the business, and it's been an exciting year for the industry because we've seen good technologies, you know, the connectivity with 5G, with private networks. All this is driving our business. So a little bit about who we are and about the company. So we're all mobile operator executives and telecom technology experts. We are all come from the core network technology, or executives from who worked at mobile operators, founded mobile operators, and really the IoT connectivity industry has been at our forefront all these years. A collection of all the good friends and executives that we've met over the years have come together to form floLIVE. We have a presence from the US to Europe, Israel, Africa, and Hong Kong, Singapore, where we have global, we have our sales teams, our connectivity teams. I forgot to mention our Bulgaria team, where we run a 24/7 support and development team out there. And we are proud to be part of the Qualcomm, Dell, and 83 North family. Both Qualcomm and Dell are fantastic customers of ours, as well as our partners and Saban Ventures as well. So I would talk about in the next phase about the dynamics of the IoT market, especially how it fits with the enterprises. So really the companies out there who are making this work, who are making this, who need the technology, how the market's really changing from their point of view, and what would they like to see happening in the market? How would they like to go up the value chain? So let's talk a little bit about that, and then we can talk about and see some of the solutions and what is driving that. So we talk about enterprises climbing up the value chain, and these are the needs, these are the requirements that we have today from these enterprises, what we're seeing, what we're hearing from them. First of all, at the forefront of that is global coverage. A seamless operation. We've all seen this. Everybody who's got experience, getting SIM cards from different mobile operators and configuration issues which are different between different mobile operators, whether it's regular plastic SIMs or whether it's regarding eSIMs and compliance and permanent roaming restrictions. And GDPR has become really a side here with the large enterprises understand that there is different regulations in different countries. Permanent roaming is becoming a serious issue for long-term permanent devices where these could be meters or cars that are in one country for a long time. And that market is changing. The operators obviously are driving that part of the permanent roaming. So some of that is come under some agreement. Some of that is a need to use a local operator for that. And definitely a high performance is now a requirement, whereas perhaps before low number of devices. I think what's definitely changed for everybody is when you have hundreds of thousands of devices or tens of thousands of devices, the performance needs to be it needs to be consistent. It needs to be good, and we need to see that it's not really anymore about just having connectivity. It's about having low latency, local IP addresses. All these things come as part of the high performance, and obviously the operator lock-in. Many people from the industry have spoken about this to us, a lot of our enterprise customers and potential customers, about the difficulties when it comes to operator lock-in, where we see that after a number of years, the requirements are changing and the prices are changing, and perhaps there's an operator lock-in there. Obviously, the mobile operators are our partners. However, there is a difficulty from the enterprise customers with regards to that. So the next part is obviously transparent rates. Everybody is required to have transparent rates. You need to understand what are the rates, how are they going to be for the long term. Pooled plans obviously goes without saying that we need to, we don't always know that all our devices are going to be using the same amount of data, the same amount of requirements. And it seems like there's definitely a requirement for having a more sophisticated billing, flexible billing needs. New business models, obviously there's now a move towards perhaps selling the hardware as part of a service. And those are sort of building, we see, photocopiers as a service or, anything as a service. So there's a need to build the pricing of the hardware within, an OpEx model for the enterprises, their customers. And a multi-tier value chain support. So we understand that our customers, our enterprise customers, may have different divisions, different sub distributors or sub resellers. So a need around multi-tier value chain in order to manage billing, in order to manage inventory, in order to create different price plans for different customers. So that's around the commercials. Simple operation obviously goes without saying that a simple point of integration or one point of integration, nothing is simple in telecoms, as everybody's here knows, but a single bill, currency, dealing with currency. We run a multi-currency support on our billing systems. as well as a single bill across all the networks around the world that we work with, and self-care and proactive support. So we obviously would try and provide our customers with the best possible support that we can. However, having a self-care environment and getting that data directly from the core networks which we run is extremely important for our customers, because they can get detailed or very granular information from our infrastructure. And that's one of the things that we see that our enterprise customers needs. With regards to centralized control, so manage all devices from a central portal, I think that a lot of the industry partners that we work with, or our competitors, we all see that this is a key function now to managing. There's obviously a difficulty for an enterprise to work through one platform or another, because they have certain SIMs with one operator and certain SIMs with another service provider perhaps, and each one of them have got certain different portals. I think this is becoming a need and something that we'll see a thing of the past of having various portals. Global unified API, so the different platforms that the enterprise currently use, their billing platforms, inventory platform, and ERP platforms that they have need to have APIs in order to feed directly from that, and uniform capabilities. I think that's a key part that we see here. With regards to mission critical sides, high availability network. So that's something I'll talk about, having different packet gateways spread around the world, what it means, what it provides to the enterprise. Network resiliency and agentless security. I will touch on that a little bit later, but in a nutshell, we understand that a lot of the devices, a lot of the modules that are used in devices don't have that sort of strength in terms of capabilities, in terms of processing power like mobile phones have. And as such, there's no ability to build extensive security as in software agents on the devices. And we aim, and the industry aims to provide as much security for our customers' devices based on the network, having all of that side of the network secured. So going forward, I'll talk about the floLIVE solution and how we aim to provide answers to these problems that we've seen and provide a high performance network for our customers, how we do it, how we, the technology behind it. In essence, our target is global, secure, and compliant. I'll touch on each one of these in the following slides. But global, providing a global service, a secure service, we was talking about just now, and compliant, because we've touched on all these regulations with regards to certain government regulations, GDPR regulations, commercial regulations. All of those, we'll touch on that now as part of our holistic cloud-based service. Our solution really is a distributed core network with local IMSIs, meaning that our aim is to build our own core networks, which floLIVE own as part of our technology stack. We own 100% of all our core network stack, from all the core network elements, the HLR, the HSS, the packet gateways, the signaling gateways, the SMSCs, and we've built those as a service. Means that we have distributed our own core network infrastructure around the world, from the US to Africa, Europe, and Asia. And we have built local packet gateways in any country that our customers have a need or significant business or a need for a private network inside their enterprise. We would build a packet gateway there. And the idea is that in each country or region, we would always be local with a local MNO. That local IMSI, which the identity that we get from the MNO, is authenticated on the core networks of floLIVE. All of this is centrally managed in our infrastructure, and all our core networks are connected and managed from centrally and supported centrally. And meaning that we have a local IMSI from carriers in each region or in each country that we work with to provide local connectivity for our customers' needs. This solves many of the issues that I was just discussing before. And cloud orchestrated means that our customers could manage the IMSI allocations from predefined business rules in each region. So if we're discussing about factory enablement, devices that reach their destination and therefore connect at a later stage, allocating one IMSI in a certain region, but perhaps a backup IMSI as needed. All that is cloud orchestrated and managed. All this, all this connects to our floNET cloud, where the four key elements are billing, meaning that we have real-time billing because we run all our core infrastructure as well as our packet gateways. That means the data is flowing via our data centers, is flowing via our packet gateways. We provide local IP addresses, low latency, and outbound internet dedicated to our customers' needs. Security is, all of these core networks are managed and the IMSIs are authenticated. So our SIM cards, the SIM cards, whether in any form factor, which we provide to our customers, are authenticated on our own core networks, meaning that the security level that we could provide is much greater than that of a roaming SIM that is in a roaming situation, in a host network, where none of that is controlled. All security here is controlled from side to side. SIM management, all the SIM management and inventory, as well as IMSI allocations, future allocations and sub-allocations to distribution or the channel underneath our enterprise customer, that's managed from the floNET, and the account management, which I was discussing about the multi-tier, the account management, all of that is part of our floNET cloud, and all our core network infrastructure is connected there. I guess how we do it is perhaps the next phase of the conversation. And I would say that here we have a sort of a 10-step animation, which I'll go through in some detail just to understand how we do it. And I think everybody has, everybody sees this before I just start, but everybody sees a SIM is not a SIM. It's also how it's done. There are many solutions out there. There are many providers. I think that for us, our enterprise customers, our service providers who work with us, the method is also important. The journey in which we deliver this service is also important. I think that's what I would try and emphasize in these coming slides. So how we do it, local core networks are deployed in different countries, which I just mentioned. Each local core host has an IMSI range from a local mobile operator that we work with. So we would get a range of IMSIs or an allocation of IMSIs from our MNO partners. And we really see those partnerships now with the MNOs. It's no longer that we're buying from them. This has really become a partnership where the mobile operator allocates a certain IMSI range for our customers. So when they arrive in their destination country, they will be local. And all the core networks are managed from a controlled via our core cloud platform, where mobile identity, billing, security, and account management. And when we go through the process of what happens in a factory enablement process of devices are manufactured, destination may not be known yet, or perhaps it may change in the future. This is a key factor where we can also discuss about this in a little bit of detail. Many devices don't necessarily know how long it will take to get to their destination country. They may decide at some stage to change an allocation of stock to a certain other country, depending on requirements. And so the idea is that these devices don't really have their destination SIM or IMSI allocated already. That doesn't matter on the form factor. So in this stage 5, we talk about floLIVE SIMs or eSIMs are loaded on the device and devices are ready for shipping. That's our profile, our IMSI inside that device. And the devices are shipped to their respective destinations, where when turned on for the first time, the devices would register with our cloud, determine the most appropriate IMSI based on the location. Perhaps it will be based on the business rules. Perhaps it will be based on the fact that in a certain country, perhaps such as Brazil or Russia, or in certain CES countries, there is a need for a local IMSI with local core network. So those devices would register and get the most appropriate IMSI depending on the business requirements. And the local IMSI is downloaded to the device based on its location, as I was saying before. And the devices are connected and ready. At this stage, usually at this stage, there's no touch anymore from our point of view. Once the device is ready, we are here to support it on an ongoing basis for the life cycle of that device. And the functions, all the functions that are available as a service are obviously available as a REST API. The functions that we were discussing earlier, mobile identity, billing, security, and account management. And the data is always routed via our local packet gateways. So in every region, in every country that we have a significant business or significant traffic, we have local packet gateways, meaning our own data centers, our own infrastructure, our own networks managed by floLIVE in order to provide a high performance network. This is what we've seen a key issue from many enterprise customers, that you may have one SIM card or a global SIM or global solutions. The latency and the performance and the local IP addresses, they may be an issue for certain type of customers. I'll just give an example. For example, a laptop may need local IP addresses because it could alter the clocks. It will alter the certain content that's arriving at the customer's device. And really consistently having a high performance network is a key function for the success of our customers' use cases. I'll say, talk about a bit about unique technologies. A little bit, this comes back to who we are in the value chain and how we see ourselves providing this, this service. So really, in order for us to boost device performance, we have really three types of engagement models. We use local packet gateways. Again, I would just to emphasize that all our core network elements are developed, maintained, and owned by floLIVE. And we deploy these in different regions where devices operate. We have a network already of packet gateways around the world. But however, that number is growing on a monthly basis, depending on our customers' needs and as the business grows and as the IoT industry grows. But also, I would just mention here the potential for private network packet gateways for large enterprises or mission critical enterprises who would like to have that packet gateway maybe sitting right by or side by side their IT environment, whether in the cloud or whether on premises. It's another function, and it's another function of our ability of our network to deploy a further node packet gateways for enterprises. And an application servers. So we allow the manufacturers to co-host application servers alongside their environment, reducing latency between the applications and the network layers. And a unique data exchange technology. Our approach means that the way we communicate between the device and the network means that we could provide low latency. And for those battery operated devices who need a larger, extending that battery life, I would say for one of our large customers, extending between 200 milliseconds to 20 milliseconds will mean 3 months or 4 months more battery life. So that's extremely important for those perishable, I would say, IoT devices that have a limited time span. And if a device is now in Australia, it definitely doesn't want to report back or start for a network when it's roaming back into the US or Europe. And that latency definitely shortens the battery life. And I guess those are the three types of engagement models we talk about high performance network. A little bit about our SIM technology. So although EU ICC compatible, there's much more to it, and I'd like to perhaps touch on that. The floSIM is global. It means that when device first boots up, it connects anywhere in the world. It has itself a bootstrap IMSI, an IMSI that's there for that initial light up, the initial launch, I would say. And various things can happen there. It could be locked to the IMEI of the device. It could be, on the network level, we could create various things of that startup. Autonomous, so it's based on, operates based on the customer defined business rules. So even in cases where there's limited coverage gaps, it could switch to alternative network. And when we say it's autonomous, it means there's no need for us to send a command back to that device to switch. If the logic sits within that device, within that little applet that sits on part of the floSIM, that there is an autonomous logic to decide whether or not the device has a timer. It says after a certain period of time, 2 or 3 minutes or an hour or two, if I don't get any communication or there's no network, perhaps the device should switch to an alternative or roaming network in order to communicate back and report a fault. Efficient, so highly efficient for manufacturers in terms of planning, deploying millions of devices in the field. We have a unique technology there that perhaps I'd explain it in a quick sentence, allows for a small amount of IMSIs or identities to be used in a large amount of deployments. And that's a key for our customers who have millions of devices, but not necessarily know that those devices will all be used perhaps they won't have the need for the cellular connectivity. They may only need the Wi-Fi, but perhaps 60% of them will need that. So we leave those options, and that's part of being efficient in terms of planning and factory enablement. And security, well, security is at the heart of our company, from the network side, but also from many of our executives. Security from the core network side and the SIM side. So holding both ends of the string, holding those both sides, gives us a much deeper level of understanding, right down to the granular signaling levels between what a SIM sends to the core network and understanding its location, understanding perhaps unique security measures in terms of maybe geofencing, tying it up with the hardware elements of the device so it could be used somewhere else or copied perhaps. So there's a lot of security that happens there. Also, our ability to expose APIs directly from the core network infrastructure allows our customers to either build specific security needs or or allow us to also monitor the network more securely. And I guess free is a strong word. Unlike EU ICC-based platforms, the floSIM does not incur any transaction fees. I guess we're talking about switching. So when we talk about switching based on the standard EU ICC, although everything I've discussed right now, the floSIM or the floPortal has a unique way to integrate with the SIM and with the core network, but it's still EU ICC compatible. So if our customers are using EU ICC, they could still use everything I've discussed as part of a profile. But floLIVE doesn't charge for switching back and forth between our profiles or our IMSIs or etc., or from the bootstrap to a permanent device. And thin, the IMSI, the application is has a very small footprint, and as such, we've integrated with most of the key SIM vendors around the world and the module manufacturers who are now looking at perhaps embedding SIM technology as part of their secure element on the modules. I would touch again, perhaps touching and summarizing everything that we've spoken about today. So a little bit of summary. I guess a lot is said, and in these environments, it's not like we're sitting face to face. So I'll try and touch on every aspect just in detail. Perhaps get some questions from everyone forum here. Always on, anywhere. So again, we can extend global coverage when it comes to using a certain IMSI, however, getting it terminated via a local packet gateway. So this is extending coverage both for our MNO partners who use floLIVE, for our enterprise customers, it gives a high performance network, and the logic between switching on the logic on the device itself. So the autonomous switching, extremely key, and giving that flexibility to our enterprise customers, knowing that they're not sort of tied into that. Compliant with roaming and privacy regulations. So we discussed today a number of times, permanent roaming becoming sort of a hindrance for, I would say, large customers or large enterprise customers. Understand from a 3 to 5 year view or runway, definitely they don't want to face. We've seen many cases like that, many in the US, in Europe, even in Africa now, with permanent roaming restrictions. So having a local IMSI there is a key part. Advanced IoT billing, so a unified invoice. I guess many people would expect that today, but it's not trivial having 15 different mobile operator profiles, trying to get a single invoice, having it all in real time. As we run all of that, we run our own core network infrastructure and the packet gateways. We're able to, I would say, hold the pipe of that data in our hands, and we could provide real-time billing for that. And there's nothing here 15-minute delayed or processing tap files the next day. All of these things are very different from consumer devices. So our entire billing infrastructure is based on that. Pool plans, bring your own connectivity agreements. Perhaps I'll touch on that in a sentence. Several of our larger IoT service providers and enterprise customers have their own agreements. They've been working with certain operators, or perhaps the operators are part of their sales channel, and they would like to add or bring that connectivity agreement to Flow and to our network because they'd like to use the rest of the functions plus our extended network around the world. And they provide us, we would integrate the MNO IMSI specifically for that customer, and those rates and that commercial agreement resides with our customer. We would only charge for our, the only service we would charge is for our connectivity management platforms. Designed for scales, we manufacture unlimited number of, our customers can manufacture unlimited number of devices and use our pay-as-you-grow models. So only our business model, which I'll touch on in one last slide, is only based on active devices on our infrastructure. With regards to the SIM management from the previous slide, full control over devices, troubleshooting capabilities, real-time detailed network status. Again, this is due to the fact that we run our own core networks and our customers' devices authenticate our own core network. So they would get detailed signaling status and integrate once, cover the world. So as I said, all our core networks are interconnected and provide our customers one global view or one single pane of glass, as we say. Networking options, advanced networking options, we could dedicate certain private network functions or build specific private network for our enterprise customers. Network slicing, that means we could dedicate bandwidth, perhaps not the airwaves, but that's the side of the MNO, but work with the MNOs, dedicate airwaves plus packet gateway bandwidth, and core network, dedicated core network, and edge network functions for high performance, which we were talking about, side-by-side infrastructure alongside the IT network of the enterprise. And as a security seal, we would like to think that our security, our network is extremely secure, and we are very proud of that. Just a brief about our business model. So in terms of connectivity, our rates that we could provide to our enterprise customers is set by our partner, our carriers, the MNO partners that we work with. And essentially those are transparent to our customers. So we always aim to get the best rates, to work with our MNO partners, to work with our enterprise customers, match those to their needs. And as such, we don't mark that up. It's transparent. And we allow our customers to bring their own connectivity deals. The platform is a fixed monthly fee per device, and you only pay for active devices. For that, there's a single bill, straightforward, transparent, that allows our customers to go. I think, thank you very much for that. And I will hand over and look at the questions in a second, but hand over to Avi now for the live demo. Avi,
thank you, Rony.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rony, and hi, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I will be doing, my name is Avi Smirnov. I'm calling from Israel now, from Tel Aviv, and I will be doing a live demo on the floLIVE or floNET service. This service, let me just minimize this everything. Okay, so I'll be running this demo on our floLIVE account. As you can see, I'm currently logged in. Will log in to our account on our, this is a demo account that I've created by the name of sorry, just log in. Okay, so I'm currently logged into our system. I created a demo account for you to understand this, how we manage our connectivity management services. This account was created, this portal was created for our customers, which might be MNOs, service providers, device manufacturers, or even large enterprises. And they can manage from this connectivity management platform all their accounts, users, inventory, device management, connectivity, of course, manage all their billing, charging, invoicing, all the information. So before I start and go through the different categories that I want to demo, just let me bring you up on my demo account. So I'm currently logged in as Ethan Buckley. I'm a user under account data store. Again, this system supports multi-tier environments. So every account in the system can create his own child accounts in order to continue and resell services such as connectivity and charge for his child accounts. So again, my main account is a data store. I've created 2 child accounts, which one of them is Gualas. In my example, it is an account that is a device manufacturer, that manufacture different devices such as sensors, water meter sensor, or it can be different type of devices. And I have another account by the name of Hostess, which is an enterprise that I'm I'm selling in connectivity services. And this is an enterprise which runs a fleet of, in this example, a dashcam account. So this is just to understand the hierarchy of the system. The system, of course, supports multi hierarchy. So let's go over about the different categories that the system provides to our customers. So of course, the main the category is the dashboard. Every account would like to see all his current account connectivity, analysis and analytics and statistics. So I'm currently can see how many active SIMs I have, what is my total usage in terms of data, SMS, revenues. I have different widgets that I can see all my top accounts and see how much usage have been used by every account. I can see different charges on a different, divided by different accounts that I'm running on my system, divided on a different currency that we support. Of course, I can filter different currencies, different accounts, play with the time with the timeline and so on, and all the information will be adapted, will be adjusted on the dashboard. I can go and see, statistics and analytics about my devices on a different location. So I can see in this example, I have some devices running in South Africa, in Poland, in United Kingdom, and even in Israel, and we'll see them live. I can go and see some, statistics and analytics per month view about my usage, my current active SIMs. So I can see that some of the, the growth of my SIMs in terms of different months. I can see the usage per month for each of my accounts. And of course, I can see, the revenue and the profit aggregation between the different accounts. So this is the dashboard. And of course, we support different type of dashboard. It fully customized. We can create different dashboard for our customers. The next category that I want to demo is, of course, the SIMs. This is the main, category where each account will be managing his own inventory, his own, SIMs in his environment. So currently, I see a list of all the SIMs that I have under my inventory. You can see that each SIM is identified by an ICCID. Each SIM, I can see to which account is currently allocated. Already we saw those accounts. We can see which IMSI is currently used. Some of them are in active state, some of them currently suspended. I can see for each SIM which billing plan it is currently assigned to. And we'll see later how we create those billing plans. I can see in which device it's currently assigned to, a different location. And of course, I can see the data usage of each SIM. So some of the SIMs, we can see that I have a full allowance or package that I'm currently available, and some of the SIM already ran out of allowance or based on their package. So let's see. For each SIM, I can create. From this main screen, I can do different actions on one or multiple SIMs. So I can manage my SIMs, such as I can suspend them, I can activate them, I can change billing plan for a SIM, I can top up a SIM with a different allowance, I can move SIM to a different sub account in my system, or even take it back to my inventory. I can perform multiple actions on a multiple SIMs in my environment. I can also filter SIMs. So let's, for example, filter some of the SIMs under one of the account. If I want to see more detailed information about the SIM, so let's enter into specific SIM. So currently, I entered into specific SIM. This is its ICCID. I can see on which device is currently running. I can see useful information about my SIM current usage. So I can see the different usage per day on a SMS usage or only data usage. I can see historical usage of my SIM per day. I can see its current location on a map. So I can see it's currently available here. I can see which billing plan it is currently assigned. So in this example, my SIM is currently assigned to a billing plan of 1 giga of a cost of $6 per month. This is a recurrent billing plan that I've been allowed for 1 giga per month every month. I can see that my usage is currently, I left with like almost 1 giga that my allowance is left. And of course, again, I can do activities from here. So for example, I can top up, I can change a billing plan from one billing plan to another billing plan that is available on my system. So this is the main SIM info information. For more advanced users, some of them, device manufacturers or even enterprises, they want to see if they want, for troubleshoot their devices, for some reasons, so they can have additional information that we are providing. The first one is the SIM profile. So as Rony mentioned, our SIMs, we can load them with multiple IMSIs on a single SIM card, or even it's a SIM, eSIM. So here I can see the different profiles currently available on my SIM. So you can see that currently this is my active profile as it indicated by the V sign. So I can see that this is currently the SIM. I can see the different APN, the SMSC. I can see where is currently is allowed to get access. Even for more detailed information or for more advanced user customers, we have the signaling events. Signaling events are events coming generated by the SIM on our core network. So I can see different events generated on our core network, and over the time, of course, I can play with the time frame. I can filter different events coming from the packet gateway, from the HLR, from SMSC, and of course, troubleshoot my devices if I want. So again, we are allowing to access to all historical events and current events up to date. So you can see those events here. And of course, we have more detailed information. So this was the SIMs category. Now moving on, let's go into the rates or the billing part category. On the billing part, we allow our customers to create different invoices, of course, and create different billing plans. Billing plans are the definitions of what are the package or the definition that each SIM is allowed to operate. Billing plan defines which service type is allowed for this SIM, what is the allowance for this SIM, what is the limitation for the different service type, and what are the countries that it is allowed. Our systems support multiple types of billing plans. Some billing plans, you can see here example of billing plans that we create. Some of them are per usage billing plans. So every SIM will be charged according to its usage. But I can also, of course, put the limits and put the service type. For this billing plan, I can create a package, for example, a package of $4 for 1 gigabyte. And this is again recurrent billing plan, and it allows you only data. Or I can also even create a billing plan of type money. So each SIM will be charged according to this price, but this is a money allowance package. So every device will be able to use up to this allowance. And of course, we have more advanced billing plans, such as pool plan billing plans, or other billing plans that we support. Now let's go and describe a bit about how we manage our rates. Again, our system is supported worldwide, so every account is able to see its rate worldwide. So for example, and again, each account can create its own rates for his child account. So again, I'm currently logged in as a data store, and I want to create different rate plan for a child account of Gualas. So let's just, United, let's just open an example. I will add Israel, 2 countries into my rate sheet, and I can see different available rates. So if I'll enter into United Kingdom, you can see that we're supporting in United Kingdom different types of IMSI providers. Some of them are local, some of them are roaming operator. And for each IMSI provider on his own network, we can see the different prices for data usage and for SMS usage. And we have here 2 prices. So the first price is what is the cost that I'm paying to my parent account. And this is the cost, the other price, this is the price that I've created a rate for my child accounts. So again, the prices that I'm creating, the rate sheet that I'm creating for my child account are managed by markups. So with the system support different type of markups. In this example, we have one global markup. In this example is 10%, this is exactly what we see. And of course, I can change the markup as much as I want because I'm managing the markups for my child account. Or in this example, Israel, just close it, you can see that I have a country markup, which is 20%. So in this example, for Israel, I created a country markup which overrides the global markup for this account. So again, me as an account, I'm setting the rates based on markup or fixed prices for my child accounts. And of course, I'm getting rates for my parent account. And of course, we're providing here all the providers that my parent account allocated for me. And again, later on, when I'm creating the billing plans are, you know, based on those rates that I've been granted by my parent account. Again, for managing, and again, going back to SIMs, every SIM I can, you know, assign it to a different billing plan simply by selecting, you know, a billing plan that I'm creating for my account. So it's very simple to assign it from here. Moving on into the revenue assurance. The revenue assurance, it's a tool that we provide to our customers to manage and control their SIMs in terms of threshold. Every account can create any number of rules or notification rules based on SIM's threshold. Threshold can be set either on a money, on a cost, or on a usage. So I can create different, you know, threshold either on a SIM card, on a batch of SIM card, or even on the entire account that I'm managing on my environment. So for example, I can create if a SIM is consumed more than 80% of its allowance, please notify me either by email or by some API that will be sent to my system. And then I can, you know, act accordingly. For example, I can ask, you know, the customer to top up his SIMs, or even I can, you know, send him a notification. Of course, all the SIMs will be automatically blocked to its service according to the billing plan. So in any case, the system will control the SIM's usage according to the defined allowance for this SIM. So notification is only, you know, if I want to do some proactive action on my accounts, on my SIMs. And again, I can create as many rules as I want on the system. And again, of course, we're managing the different users on the system based on the different roles and permissions for accessing the system. Another point that I wanted to show is the events. So as we saw events on a specific SIM, from the events, I can see, you know, the different signaling activities that have been done on my account on the entire SIM, on the entire account level. So here I can see an aggregated view of all of my devices in the system. And of course, if I want, you know, to search for a specific SIM, I can search by IMSI or by number. I can filter, for example, show me only PGW events. So the system will automatically show only events coming from the PGW. I can see more detailed info from what is the IP address I've allocated, which is the core network, what was the actual data consumption, you know, for each data session and so on. So again, this was a very, you know, brief demonstration about the floLIVE, some of them capabilities that we provide for our customers. I think we're running out of time, so I'm moving back control to Rony. I hope you found this demo useful for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Avi, for that. And just in the last few minutes that we have, I'd like to perhaps touch on some of the Q&A questions. I'll also ask some of my colleagues, perhaps Asaf Gigu can also join us on the Q&A from our office in Tel Aviv. I think just in some of these questions, when do you have a full feature release? I think we already have that. So we'd be very happy for anyone and this anonymous attendee who wrote that to please, we'd get in touch and we'd be happy to show you this full release. And bring your own connectivity. So with regards to flow connectivity, we're not billing we would not be billing the data usage via your operator. Whatever agreements that you have, you will have directly with the operator. And we would only charge for a small fee for having that device for active devices on our network. We'll be able to support 2G and 3G. Are we able to support that with our SIM? Of course, there's no such restrictions, 2G, 3G, 4G. And just to touch on that, 5G is now due for release in Q4 across all our networks. So whenever we will have our partner MNOs ready with 5G, we will be ready for them, as well as having already many of the 5G architecture environments like CUPS, the control user plane separation, having the separate gateway, separate packet gateways, that's already active. And we would be happy to touch on more of that. There was a question about Quectel and 4G modems and SIM. So perhaps Asaf, if you'd like to touch on that.
Thanks, Rony. I already answered in line. So unless there are additional questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I see some questions about narrowband and LTE-M. Yes, we run our own narrowband supported along our infrastructure. It is obviously, wherever the networks are and the availability of that, but narrowband is available around all our core network infrastructure. Obviously, it depends on the networks that we work with and their coverage. We see more of that in certain regions, sometimes around certain cities. I guess we're coming up to the end of the hour. I guess I would like to thank everybody who joined us today, and to thank you very much for your time. And on behalf of all the floLIVE teams around the world, I'd like to thank you for that. And please contact us directly. You can contact me directly, reach out on LinkedIn. We have teams all over the world who are able to support our customers, from Bill Work and Curtis in the US, Wei Ming Lee in Hong Kong, serving the Asian market, Cecilia in Singapore, and Benny Einoren, Vasily in Holland, Benny Einoren in charge of our president of EMEA. So please, reach out to us. We'd be very happy to run demos with you, look at your business case, see how we could support you. I think if there's no more questions, I think we're coming up to the top of the hour, and we'd like to respect everybody's time. So thank you very much for joining us today, and really appreciate everybody's time. Have a great day and the rest of your day, afternoon or evening, and we'll be saying goodbye from here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.